Channel, the Car Guy Channel. My name is Mike Hennessy. This show is all about cars and all four car guys. Get yourself a cold beer. Get yourself a cold beer, guys, because our show is... We are smoking! I'm Mike Hennessy, and you're watching the Car Guy Channel. I have an auto repair shop. I've been in the business for over 30 years. You name it, we got it, we built it, we've done it, we do it. We love this car stuff, and I hope you guys do too. We're going to have a lot of fun, got a lot of stuff cooking, so just stay tuned.
She's real fine, my 409. She's real fine, my 409, my 409. Well, I saved my pennies and I saved my dimes. Giddy up, 409. Before I knew there would be a time. Giddy up, 409. When I would buy a brand new 409.
Welcome to the Car Guy Channel. We got a show today which we do once a year over at Normandin Chrysler, every year, all the time, and it's one of the most fantastic dealer-ran shows. I'm telling you, the price is absolutely unbeatable. Free lunch. You're going to see lunch cooked by Mark Normandin and everybody else. They got a barbecue grill here big as one of the cars. They do a fantastic event, and the neat thing about what Normandin has done is what the kickoff is they went ahead and remodeled the whole complete dealership, soup to nuts. We're talking the restrooms, the back facilities, and of course the sales room where they keep all the new stuff. You're going to be seeing one of our featured cars today, and I think that's pretty cool to see the Hellcat coming out, which is really kind of neat, and all the really cool stuff. And I got a friend of mine that we're building the car from the 7-liter, and we're going to bring you up to date of what's going on that. And Roger happened to be cruising around here. We're going to catch Roger, catch these cars, catch lunch, catch everything we got going on. Stick around. Two things you don't touch. Don't touch any of these cars, and don't touch that dial. I'll be right back.
Giddy up, 409. Nothing can catch her, nothing can touch my 409. 409.
Hi, my name's Mike. My mother bought this car here at Normandin Chrysler Plymouth back in 1972. Originally was a 318 Tawny Gold Grand Coupe. Pretty well loaded 2-tag option car. I've owned it ever since '78 when I got it for a graduation present.
My name is Bob Severin, and this is our 1938 Plymouth we've had since before the year 2000. It's in pretty much original condition. It's been repainted and partially reupholstered. And we drive it everywhere, all over California. It's got the 200 cubic inch, less than 100 horsepower flathead 6. Can get 25 miles a gallon. It's a great car. We just drive it all over the place.
Come on a safari with me.
My name is John Garris, and my car is a '69 Dodge Coronet RT, and I've had this car since new.
Hi, I'm Russ Carpenter. This is my 1970 Plymouth GTX.
I'm gonna take you surfing with me on a long surf.
You know how I am about survivors, and this right here is absolutely 100% pure survivor. The neat part about the story of the car, there actually is no story. They find the car, they picked up the good guys one time, the car was stored in the barn for quite a while, about 10 years or so, and it gets resurrected and pulled out. People are going to probably do the history on it when they do the license plates and check the car out, but the neat part about it is this car's unmolested, untouched, undone, kind of sitting in the barn, though actually the way it's supposed to be and the way it is. You got to go over this. Estelle's going to go over this car, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to kind of enjoy it, puts a smile on your face, just like it did to me.
You got me rocking and a rolling, rocking and a reeling, Baba Ran, Baba Ran. Went to a dance, looking for romance, saw Baba Ran, so I thought I'd take a chance, Baba Ran.
I promise not to embarrass you. Okay, that's impossible, because I embarrass anybody. If I get the chance, I will. How you doing, Ed?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you today?
Pretty good. Now, you brought in, actually, you came in with a group of cars and the Survivor 34. We look at that. Actually, again, the story's coming alive. You were the owner of that car at one time and sold it to a new guy.
Yes.
That's kind of pretty cool. Hey, the car behind us, when you came in, that has to be probably one of the only ones here today. Tell me a little bit about it.
It's a 1964 Plymouth Fury, and it's all stock.
All original, and 73,000 original miles?
Yes, yes, sir.
Now, you know, I like original stuff. I kind of do. And we have a mutual friend, good old Doug, over at the Morgan Hill area. But I'm telling you, what makes you go for the original stuff more so than the street rod stuff?
I like stalkers. Grew up in the 50s. I don't know. I like a nice stock car.
I do too, but I always make a statement on the show. You know what it is? It's only original once. Estelle, go around this car and check it out for. Did I embarrass you enough?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Didn't embarrass you. One of the cars down here that really, and I mean really caught my eye was your car. Mike Hennessy, how you doing?
I'm good. Bill Bartz.
Hey, Bill, how are you doing?
I'm fine, sir. Yes.
Now, you kind of knew a lot of history because this is the reason why you got the car. Tell somebody a little bit about this car, about being the very first year for Chrysler. And
Yes, it is. It's Chrysler and 3 other guys started the Chrysler Corporation in ¡24, and it's the first year they made this particular vehicle. It's a 4-door touring sedan, sold for $1,535.
Wait, $1,535?
That's right. You could get a Model T for $190. This was a classic. This was a high-end.
This is for the upper class. This is the upper crust car.
Yeah, that was right. It was better than Buick and Cadillac at the time.
Sure. Then you had skirts around the windows and all that stuff. Now when they sold this car in 1924, this car here came with hydraulic brakes, right?
Yes, all 4 wheels.
All 4 wheels. And believe it or not, guys, that's a pretty big deal back then.
And it was the first year they made 6 cylinders. Otherwise, all the rest were 4s and 8s. And so Chrysler came out with the first 6-cylinder.
My question is, what is your fascination to this car? You know, you only had the car, what 3 years now?
Yes, about. Yeah.
What was your fascination to get this?
Well, I had a motorhome and I sold it and I didn't have anything to do, so I needed another toy. And I was just shopping on the internet one day and I saw
Love an honest story.
I saw this picture of this thing and I said, I have to have that, right? So I actually found it in St. Louis and had it shipped out.
Typical car guy. I had to have that.
Yeah, had to have that.
I love that.
Well, I'm a tinkerer, you know. I mean, I don't know about a lot of guys, but I tinker a lot, and I just, you know, I just love to tinker.
What a great hobby, isn't it? Hey,
Right.
Thanks for having the car on the show. There's a lot of ifs about this car. The if thing is, it's absolutely spectacular. I love seeing it. Now, in the early days, kind of DB car would be considered a Dodge brother. But doing a Dodge brother street rod, and they use the old school Super Hemi Ram motor in here. Very old school type Hemi engine, and I think it looks spectacular. The color of the car being this orange. This right here is the American Graffiti car of the Chrysler world. Check this thing here out. I think the looks of it is definitely street rod all over.
Cause I hip, I really dig those styles.
One of my favorite cars, I had one on the show before, is Car of the Week that we picked up. We sold it actually online, just like your car. Mike Hennessy, how you doing?
Ted Hess, nice to meet you, Mike.
Ted, I know, I saw you back there. Now, there's a clip somewhere that I remember. We had a bunch of gals over at Mountain View, and you guys were having a couple cocktails.
Yep, Kim and Kat and Diane, and we're all having a great time. And you were part of that.
But that's what this car stuff is all about. And then we're coming down to Norman today. Now, tell us a little bit about your car. Let's talk about you and your car.
Okay, well, I bought this car in 2009, cashed out the IRA to get it, because when money was just floating away, I wanted tangible goods. So I found this. This car's been the love of my life. I've had several of these back after high school in '78. Always loved them. It's a '69 Coronet RT. It's got the air grabber package.
So this is your was this your bucket list car?
Yes.
This was the car you wanted. I mean, no other car. This was the car you wanted.
If it had a Hemi, it would have been the ultimate, but I didn't have that much in my IRA, so I settled for the base 440 motor.
Oh, settled for the 440. Oh, my God. How you hold it up?
It's a numbers matching car. It's 4-speed, one of 1541 made. It's pretty much restored to complete stock. Still has the original points distributor. It starts and runs every time, just like when it left the showroom.
I wish they all could be California. I wish they all could be California. I wish they all
Guys, I got to introduce you to John. John, how you doing, buddy?
How you doing? How are you?
Hey, doing really good. I was telling you earlier, you couldn't be parked next to some of the nicest guys. You got Ted on your right. You got, who's on your left? Russ on the left. Yeah. So you're sandwiched into some pretty cool guys.
Some B-body cars here.
Big B-body stuff. Hey,
big B-body.
I asked you a question in the car, and I just love the answer on it. And I got to tell people at home, how long have you had this car?
Since it was brand new. We bought it new in May of 1969. I'm for my sister, and I volunteered to test drive the car for her.
He volunteered, guys. I just want to know what this man has done for his family.
I raised my hand, and the dealer looked at me, and he says, "Do you have a license, kid?" And I go, "Yes, I do." And he says, "Okay, here's the keys." So we got in the car. He got in the car next to me, my sister in the back seat, and I drove up and down Geary Street in San Francisco, and we had a good drive. I asked him if it had any power, and he says, "Well, I don't know, floor it." And he didn't have to ask me twice, and I did, and I lit him up, and I said, "Yes, there's power." And then we went down the hill, and I says, "How's the compression on this car?" And he goes, "I don't know," and he grabbed the shifter and shoved it down to low, and we chirped the tires when it went down to low, and I go, "Okay, we got compression." And all we had to do was convince Mom to sign the check when we brought her down to the dealer, and she was asking funny questions about what's those lumps on the hood and what's those white things in the back of the car and things like that.
The stripe across the back and the scoops on the hood.
Scoops, she had no idea, and all I could do was say, "It's a big car and it's a nice, safe car for my sister." And she goes, "Well, if that's what you want, okay." And we got it. And my sister's had it ever since, and she gave it to me back in the end of '99, and I immediately started taking it apart.
I'm just almost wondering if there's a guy out here that's 17 or 18 years old that's talking his parents into the new Hellcat. What do you think?
I don't know, but I sure would like to be in line for one.
John, thank you for showing us the car.
Thank you very much.
I got to tell you, these stories about original owners, like original cars, only original ones, only original owners, only ones. Very cool. Let's check the car out. Russ, how you doing? Mike Hennessy.
Hi, Mike.
I had to ask you how old you were. You knew that, right?
Yes.
Because the buddy next to you says that he bought that car brand new in the 70 and went down to the dealership. Now, did you go down to the dealership when you were...
No.
No. Your car's absolutely outstanding. And you know, you see some GTXs. And last year we were here, so some guy was there. We talked about what does GTX stand for. And you were smart enough to know that the X was strictly for sales promotion, you know, and the GT is what the GT is, and the X strictly was not experimental, it was just in the sales.
Yes.
Now we got that out of the way, because everybody has to ask what a GTX means, what does it stand for. Now, your car's kind of a really nice car. Did you do the restoration yourself, or?
Actually, no. It was originally a California car, and the guy had it for I don't know how many years, but as it turns out, he ended up trying to do something to the motor, parked it in his garage, got fed up with it, and left it there for like 20-some years, and this is up in Sacramento.
20 years. There's a term on the show we call, those are called someday cars. Not Sunday cars, someday cars. Apparently, someday never came around until it got to you.
Right. And so the guy left it in the garage, and a garbage man was going by one day, saw him pulling it out of the garage, and he goes, "Hey, I'll buy that off you." And so they sold it to him, and then he took it home and restored it in his garage. And then he eventually turned it over, sold it to another guy who had it in Livermore. And then I happened to be in the market looking online one year, and this is 2001. And so I went up, looked at it, and initially I'm like thinking, you know, I'm not sure I want it or not. And so him and I...
How could you not want this car?
And thankfully I came to my senses and I actually bought it because...
Now, you a married guy?
Yes.
How did the senses work with the other sense?
It worked out well then because we didn't have our first son yet, so it was good.
That usually changes a lot of stuff. Yeah. Well, hey, great. We're going to go around this car, and Russ, thanks for having the car here at Normandin today. And we're going to look around Estelles, show around this car. It's pretty cool.
Get out in that kitchen and rattle.
I'm looking around. I see a gal, Carol, which is called Cool Grandma. Tell everybody why.
Well, because my grandkids, I have one in high school and one in elementary school. When I have to come pick them up from school, they say, "Grandma, can you please come in the Challenger because that is so cool." And when I do, all the kids come out to look at it and they say, that's your grandma? That's your grandma's car? And I said, yeah, you should see my license plate frame.
Now, is your husband allowed to show his face today with his 57 Chevy?
Yeah.
This is a pretty good group. So seeing Grandma's car, I'm going to tell you something. You don't look like Grandma. You really don't.
Oh, well, thank you, Mike. That's nice of you to say that.
And you've had your car for a couple of years, huh?
Yeah, 2.5 years, and I love it. It's a big V8 Hemi engine, of course. And
Hemi!
We bought it here at Normandin's, and we get it serviced here whenever we need it, which is just an oil change.
Great people.
But it is. They are. And if anybody wants to get a Challenger, I would highly recommend it. It's a great car.
Oh, the big Hellcat's coming out here in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I read about that.
We're going to get out there. I caught a 1973 Charger with my eye. How you doing there, buddy?
Thank you very much.
Good. And your name?
Dan Daddy's Man.
Hey, Dan Daddy's Man. How you doing?
All right.
What an event here, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Now, how did you hear about this show?
Well, I come down here all the time. I used to work with a manager.
So you got a handle on what's going on. So since you come down, hang around, this is how you find out what's going on here today. Is that right?
Right. Yeah. Well, they have this here every year, so we come back every year.
Now, did you buy your car here?
No, I found it in Folsom. It was in a body shop, and the guy that owned it died, and the car was still in pieces. It hadn't been put back together yet.
So you restored the car yourself?
I put it all back together myself. Rebuilt the engine, the transmission, the rear end, all the suspension, all the brakes, most of the interior. We had to buy the material, find interior parts, and then have an upholstery guy put it all together for us.
And then what motor you got in this?
It's a 340.
340 car. Very
right.
cool, very cool. Hey, thanks for bringing it down today.
Well, thank you.
We're going to go over and take a look at it. Still get a chance to go around this car here. We got a lot of other stuff to come in, and we're hoping to see the Hellcat here pretty soon. National Parts Warehouse has merged with Winchester Auto Parts. Yes, they both have merged into a huge warehouse. I can't even tell you how large this place is. Now, you guys have mixed with Speed Warehouse. Is that correct? Tell me how that works.
That's correct. We have a joint venture with Speed Warehouse right now, and they're allowing us to operate our business within their warehouse on a wholesale basis. And this way we get 80,000 square feet of parts from the warehouse to the store, and it's expedited. Our turnaround time on these is less than an hour to get parts from the warehouse to the store. So if you're a retail customer, you get your parts right away. If you're a wholesale customer, it's delivered to your door instantly.
So my customer, a guy at your shop, Mr., people I think be watching this, a guy walks to the counter, Mr. Joe Blow, he orders that part. You guys can get that here in the Bay Area because you are joined up.
Absolutely.
So our end user, like guys like myself, the guy at home, everybody wins and benefits from this, don't they?
Absolutely. This is the new landscape for auto parts now. If people want tangible goods in hand, and this is the way we provide it. This is the service that Winchester puts out for our customer.
Your staff is kind of what makes Winchester Auto Parts work. And I'm not saying that because I buy my parts from you, but I don't know of too many auto parts stores that actually have educated, talented guys who knows what they're doing than Winchester Auto Parts. All your stores do. I bought some guys here. Well, I think the public needs to know, but you guys train your guys. You just don't get a guy that just says, I know how to change oil, and you put him behind the counter.
From car guy to car guy, you hit the nail on the head. Our employees are all car guys. They didn't just come to do a job. They came here because they're car guys, and this is their passion. This is their interest. This is what they do. And when you walk up to the counter at a Winchester store or you call them on the phone, those are professionals answering your questions. And these guys have been doing it for years. They know the answers, and if they don't have the answer, they know how to find that answer for you.
Okay, guys and gals, this right here is what we've been waiting for. The featured car, the 707 horsepower Hellcat.
Oh, everybody does stuff. I'm moving so fast, I can't see the just. It's my crazy world, but it's where I love to be. Just let me turn on, and I can feel so free. Full power up. Full power up. Well,
supercharger in the car. How much air can this supercharger suck in? How much time would it take to actually take the air out of a room 13 by 10? Boy, he's good. He's good. Now,
if I had the money, I'd have one.
How many liters of air would that supercharger suck? 30,000 in 1 minute. Now the gas line, how big's the gas line? Half inch. Now, out of a half-inch gas line, how much gas can this car consume in 1 minute? Come on, come on, come on. Someone said it, someone said it, someone said it.
Who cares?
Who cares? But I do care. It'll take 1.5 gallons for 1 minute of fuel to go down in this car. And if you drive it conservatively, the car will do 20 miles per gallon. So, who wants to order one today? Paul, I'm trying to sell one car. The 2015 Dodge Hellcat with 707 horsepower. This car is actually the fastest American-made car on the market today. This car here even outruns and outfast and out-horsepower even the Lamborghini, when it was rated one of the fastest cars built on the road for America. This car has an 8-speed automatic transmission. The transmission shifts so fast that it's 160 millisecond faster than you can shift by hand. Now, this car does come out in a stick shift, but most people are going for the 8-speed transmission. It's durable, it's heavy duty, and it's phenomenal. The interesting thing about a car built this fast and this cool can be sold for under $60,000, $59,999, and that includes the gas guzzler tax on the car. Not here to sell them, just give you some of the stats and some of the stuff. Some of these cars are being sold on the market with sunroofs. There's only one out there that I know of, the one that we went over and test drove over in Burbank, but I'm telling you right now, this one right here is a coupe car, and I think that's the way they should be. A lot of stress with over 700 horsepower in the car. Could get a little bit of flexibility to the body on it. The dash has all sorts of controls. You can take this car and do anything you want with it. And it even has a section on it. It's called for valet. Now, the valet chip you can actually change very simply in the car by pressing a button or two that will bring the car down to 300 horsepower, so you don't get a valet driver that's a little bit overzealous. But guys, if you have the juice to buy this car, if you have the gonads it takes to buy this car, don't give it to a valet. Don't give it to a friend, because friends will want to drive this car. It's your car, you drive it, you own it, and you go ahead and do what needs to be done. But it does have those type of features for it. I'm telling you, what a great car to drive and what a car to burn some rubber on. Fantastic automobile. Check out this 2015 Hellcat. Hey guys and gals, I want to introduce you to a guy that came to my office one day and said, we got to build the 7-liter. Roger, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good to have you on. We're down to the Mopar show, and you and Amanda are down here looking at cars and stuff, and it's pretty good to hook up with you because of all the things we're doing to the 7-liter. Now, the paint's on the car, and the tables are set. We got parts coming in. You got a lot of stuff coming in for me, don't you?
I sure do, yeah. Yep, got it all lined up.
And our date of getting this thing here done, we're trying to get this done within 60 days.
Yes, yes. It's going to look beautiful.
You're pretty excited about it, aren't you?
Sure am.
You know, it's the shirt same color as the car.
It is. It's beautiful. Midnight black.
Midnight black. And I'm telling you, that car is black as black can get with his new Standox paint. This is Roger's car.
Thanks.
Hey, I want to bring you guys up to speed on the 7-liter on Roger's car. Now you got an idea where we're trying to go ahead and talk about the luster and the 5 ways of sanding this car. Yes, 5 ways. You cut this car right here in a 2000 grit after it was painted, when you guys saw the car paint laid on it with that new Standox. So then we color sanded the car in actually a 2000 grit, yes. Then we go over the car with a handheld jitterbug. The thing kind of moves all around, and that's 5000 grit. It's literally 5,000. The car almost has a kind of almost a matte finish, or literally just a real soft, extremely soft finish. Then we cut it with the new compounds. We do stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3 compounds. And when we polish it on the car with stage 1, we go ahead and give this type of a depth effect to the paint. We're only on stage 1. Can't wait to show you stage 2. Stage 2 will even get this little more of a deeper gloss. You can actually tell the time off my watch from the glare of this car. That's depth. Now, organizing the process to assemble any car, any type of car, we have a smaller shop. We do a lot of restoration, a lot of very detailed work, but the organization is the key to all this stuff, guys. So we set out some tables, made some custom tables, have them set in the back. We bring them out, so we lay all the parts out. You're seeing we got all the rear tail lights are all completely redone. Actually, Roger took those home himself, and he kind of joined in on this project, what I'm extremely proud of him. Joined in on the project. He's been taking home and detailing some of the parts himself. He took care of these lights, went ahead and bead blasted, polished, replaced, new rubbers, and all new speed nuts on the back. This is going to look spectacular, even on the inside trunk of the car. Emblems are all being redone. We have all the fender wheels, all the bumpers, all the bolts. Everything is being laid out and inspected, and everything's being detailed and clean before it goes on this car. I cannot wait to show you the finished project because we're all extremely excited about it. Now, for a black car or any very, very dark color car, or I insist if you're going to do anything very high-end, this process, without a doubt, is one of the very best when you got 1, 2, 3 stage in the polishing. You're going to take different polishing pads according to which material you're going to use. You got the white, you got the black, and you got the blue. Pretty much marked on top of it, good directions on it. Take your time. It's very soft stuff. Takes a lot of time to do. It's not hard work. It's just time consuming, and it's going to get you the luster that you're going to want in this black car. And that's exactly what we got going on. I'm going to show you the front fender on it because we got a little bit of boo-boo on it. And you're going to go ahead and tell, well, this is how nice the car is. So they always come up. Yes, even the pros make mistakes. No matter how good the painter, how good the material, how good the air, whatever's going on, when you're spraying some things and doing some touch-up, once in a while things do happen. We had a little bit of a reaction on the top here, had a couple little bubbles on it, and I wasn't about to go ahead and just try to patch those and do them. I decided to go ahead and take off any amount of paint that was going to be anywhere underneath that might be contaminated in any way, brought it right back down to the metal, brought it right back up with the primer, and then we go ahead and we paint. Now, this whole fender will be completely painted again. One complete piece, so this will be an actual match, and it'll be perfect. Same paint, same clear, same coverings on the car, and of course the same polishing. So we're going to show you next week. We're going to keep this car here up to speed. Can't wait to get this car on the road and show you all the steps we're doing to make this car here utterly fantastic.
Tino's old records off the shelf. I sit and listen to her mama say, today's a busy day, you got the same soul. I like that old time rock and roll. Don't try to take it.
What a show, what a Mopar. They say Mopar or no car. I'm telling you guys, I love this show every year. We do a lot of events all over the whole Bay Area. Hey, if you want to go see other shots, other type of cars, stories about cars, go to www.carguychannel.com, and you can see all sorts of the episodes with your car possibly in there. So I really appreciate Paul Normandin for having the free lunch, having the cars for this guys, and they do it once a year to really show their appreciation to the car owner and the Mopar owner. They say Mopar or no car, and Ted, we're trying to do it closer.
I got you a cold one.
God bless you. Do all well.